the black Bavarian style lager. I like a black lager. I'm always a fan, you know? Change it up a little bit. The oatmeal stout.
There we go.
We got a little amber, a Vienna style lager.
Nice.
We're doing an unboxing here.
You gotta show it.
The black Bavarian. Look at that label. I like the label. It's like a mad scientist. It is 1:45 right now. I've been sitting in this room since I think 10:15, writing the longest blog post I've ever written in my life. We basically compiled all the things you need to know when you finish your training program. Made a big ass blog post on it. We had all the trainers kind of contribute questions and stuff. We answered them. We got it live on the website here to help people post training answer a lot of the questions they may have that come up in your day-to-day. Finishing some content stuff. We just put up a really sweet before and after video of Mr. Benny, and we're just getting a lot of computer work done this morning, so not a very exciting start to the vlog. We have Mr. Hank in here who's in for daycare working on his downstay because he was winding up a storm, and look at him. He's being a good boy right now. Aren't you being such a good boy, Hanky? Yes, you are. And he's chilling right now, and we're just going to get some last couple things done, and then we'll get into our day. The day has started, but it hasn't started. That's it. I feel like that the last, what was that, 1, 2, 3, 4, like 5 hours basically? What is it? I mean, it's been almost 5 hours now, have been very productive. I feel like we checked some things off the list of what we needed to do. It wasn't very entertaining for the vlog, but we got it done. We got fucking Hank here. He says that he's happy with the amount of work that we got done as well. And we're gonna do some stuff now. So, yeah. Not even sure if it's walkable out here. Down. Good. All right, so one big thing that we'll see a lot of times with dogs is that surface affects everything, right? So not only do we need to generalize our behaviors to new places and new environments, like here we're at the park, obviously, but you have to generalize them to new surfaces. There are some dogs that will down perfectly fine on carpet or a rug or something like that, but when you go to do it on hardwood or on concrete or on a slightly wet floor or a cold ground, they won't do it. Now listen, we're going to be empathetic to the fact that I'm not making her do it right in the snow or in the super, super wet spots, but I do have to check the box that if for whatever reason I need to get her into a down position or a sit or whatever it may be on a more chilly surface, that I could still get her to do that. So that's what we're kind of just working through there, is confirming that. Now that we've checked the box and got her looking pretty good with it, we're past it. We don't have to worry about that anymore. So we'll move on and we'll do some more downstays now back at the facility to make sure she's still in the groove with them there. Come. fuck's water bottle is this? This has been here since they put that door in. My assumption is that this was one of the workers' water bottles. Which means that I'm gonna go gift it to Seamus, because I gave him a water bottle already, and this is a nicer one. It's been here for a month. That means it's ours, right?
Yeah, I mean, you want to drink out of a random stranger's water bottle?
I do not, but once it's cleaned, I feel like it probably would be okay, right? Sweatshirt, right? Straight from Walt Disney World. It's the original. It's vintage. It's $15. Maybe I'll buy it, who knows? So for the vlog here, obviously Hank is a dog that's done prior training with us, right? And he has made a freaking incredible amount of progress since he's done his training with us. His owner is, obviously you saw in the last follow-up that we had, she's doing well with him, right? She's seeing substantial progress. But when we're dealing with these kind of 1%ers, these like 1%er reactive dogs, this is something where you're playing kind of the marathon with it. You're playing the long game with this kind of stuff, which means that those follow-up services that we have, like our daycare, like our boarding, we are using those to help keep you move in the right direction, right? He still has a little ways to go with this kind of stuff, and especially being in winter, it's hard to practice this. But as we continue to gain more respect in these situations, try different tools, whether it's the bonk or whatever it may be, what we're gonna find is over time, he's gonna come out on the other end. This is very similar to what we saw with, yes, like even that. Did you get that right there? Of the other dog, like nose going right for him, and him understanding, this dog is right here, I'm not allowed to react, right? We are getting a deeper, more intense level of respect of the handler at this point, which is exactly what we need, right? And again, I'm emphasizing very heavily, I think you have some video footage, I would literally clip in like right here of like just how reactive this dog can be, obviously, so people have some perspective of like why this is so important to get this under control, and especially when we have a dog that's as strong as he is. You know, you're talking safety concerns and stuff at this point. So again, a mix of the positive reinforcement mixed with the bonker. This is the first time we've used this tool with him. This is kind of like a last resort tool for me. So for people who aren't familiar with the bonker, it's literally a rolled up towel that we throw at the dog, right? And whatever, you know, there are some people that have such strong emotional responses about the bonker because it doesn't look nice. I'm throwing something at the dog, right? It looks cruel. It looks like you're trying to hit them, this, that. The idea is not that this is causing any sort of physical discomfort or pain or anything like that, right? It's literally a towel. I could whack myself over the head with this thing 1,000,000 times and I'm gonna be fine, obviously. But the idea is dogs startle fairly easily. Same concept as with the pet corrector when we posted the pet corrector video the other day of stopping dog reactivity, right? Because they startle easily and you have a projectile that's moving really quickly at them, it could really snap their attention off of things like that. And I was explaining to Seamus right before we started filming, for some dogs, this is like the magic tool. Like in his case, this is really creating some turnaround with him. And for some dogs, they literally don't give a shit about it, right? So we're experimenting with different tools and we're trying to figure out that right recipe and mix of things to help his owner get past those last couple hurdles with this kind of stuff. So that's kind of what we're working on here right now. No. So once we've inhibited the reactivity, then we start adding in the counter conditioning, right, for the proper behavior. And at this point, yes, I'm rewarding for looking at me, making eye contact. Hey.
So just like this second, there is eye contact, or are you looking
Yeah.
at a long extent? You're just looking for him to kind of make eye contact.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. You know, when we're dealing with like some of the most reactive, like he's definitely in like the very top tier of like, I'd probably put him in like top 10 to 15 most reactive dogs we've had in a while, right? When you're dealing with dogs like that, right, like initially you're gonna have them show some avoidance, right? You're gonna have a little fear of reacting, right? And we create this kind of idea in our head that that's such a bad thing, right? Not that I want him to be scared. And here's the thing, he's not scared of the other dog. That's another misconception here, is that, oh my God, you're punishing him for reacting, so you're gonna create this negative association where he's scared of the other dog. If anything, he's scared of the consequence that's gonna come from me, right? Which creates the respect that we need with some of these power breeds to get past these kinds of things. Now, again, I don't want him scared of me. That's not the goal, obviously, which is why once we have the appropriate behavior and we've inhibited such an extreme response out of the dog, we then add the positive reinforcement in to reward for the correct thing, right? Again, he's maintaining really good attention. Yes, with me right now, in the presence of something that 5 minutes ago, even if we had him holding it down really well, he was still laser focused on that thing, you know? Yes?
Yeah, he hasn't looked over here once.
Yeah. Why don't you keep walking him around a little bit more?
Come on.
Yes. All right, so what we're gonna do next is we're taking it outside. Again, environment changes things. For whatever reason with dogs, I think a lot of it has to do with more open space, more associations with being outdoors and rehearsing these types of behaviors, a little bit more of a sense of freedom, and the restriction with the leash that causes more intense responses. So we're gonna see if we actually made some progress or if it was just a fluke, obviously, by working him outside next here. And this is somewhere where, again, just 10 minutes ago, he was reacting when dogs were passing by outside, like they were not getting progress with this. Same deal, all of you get pretty close with these. Yes. That was great. Let's just do one more little pass by. Yes. Cool. I'll take him inside. That's good.
McDumbass. Man, get that shit out of there. Get out of here.
Hanky. The drool.
But like, I'll tell you, like right now, he's still sitting in there, like quiet as can be, like not whining or anything. Like he's like, world was rocked, I feel like.
Just the tiny little details.
Yeah. You know, it's funny, I think like the underlying theme of today is like do these dogs, like understanding really deeply like how important like the respect side of things is like out of a lot of these dogs. Like whether it's like freaking Hank or, you know, this guy or Earl or any of those dogs, you know? You know, like without it, it's just like, I mean, like that's the solution to some of this stuff, you know? Like, again, Hank's a freaking motivated ass dog, right? But like that didn't solve his issues, right? Earl, him, you know?
Yeah, it's like a demeanor shift, especially in Earl, is very noticeable.
Yeah.
Between like when I meet him at the park with his mom versus when I just left with him, it's just so
Yeah.
much calmer.
And that's kind of the key, is getting people to understand that it's not a mean thing, you know? It's not that like, you know, us getting your dog to respect you means that they're gonna just be terrified of you all the time and stuff like that. But for dogs that have gotten away with doing a lot of this stuff forever, or have gotten away with pushing through boundaries and stuff, no matter how consistently they've been set, it is obviously like the essential part of things. Right? Like when we were correcting for big guy over here, we didn't use the down when I switched to using the bonker, right? It was simply the forward motion, because what we found is when he got that big of a correction for the reactivity, that dude backed 6 feet all the way to the end of the leash. He's like, let me get as far away as I can, kind of thing, you know? And they almost need to have that ability to do so, you know? But it's like you can't get, it's hard because you can't get too extreme with it, where like for a while when we were working with reactivity, we were only doing that then. We were only correcting for the forward motion. But again, that was too gray of a criteria for some owners. It was hard for them to see, you know? Which is why for some owners that down works really well. For I would say the majority of owners that down works really well. But when you get those 1% reactive cases that are just so freaking amped up about this kind of stuff, sometimes you have to kind of recalibrate some of that a little bit, you know? All right, wrapping up a random wild day today. So again, this is why we're doing the vlog here. Not every day is lesson, changing lives, doing all this crazy stuff, blah, 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 right? There are days that I have to sit down and spend the 3 hours on a freaking blog post to help our clients with their success in the future. There are days we have to sit down and spend an hour, 2 hours on coordinating and planning for social media related things and planning advancements that we're trying to do in those different areas. So that was kind of what today turned into, is a lot of truly behind the scenes related stuff and a lot of interesting troubleshooting related stuff. I mean, freaking Hank right here. I mean, again, this is a dog like we were talking about. He is a 1% reactive case that we're constantly working to improve on. We were discussing Earl, Bridget and I, just a minute ago. You know, it's one of those things where, you know, we don't claim to be the greatest dog trainers on the face of the planet. It's not like we are just these absolute just idols of dog training here. But the fact that both of these dogs have completed programs and both of them are not necessarily entitled to all of this freaking extra stuff behind the scenes that we would be doing with them, doesn't mean we're not going to do it still. We care about the success of our clients, and we know how challenging some of these issues are to work through. We know how a lot of trainers out there, and we've got a dog in right now that did a freaking $3,000 board and train with another trainer that wasn't able to find success, that now they're doing another board and train with us for this. You know, it's one of those things where it's not the training itself, it's about how much the trainers care about your success, and that's what I think really separates us from everybody else with this. And you know what? Because we care about that, and because, like I was telling Bridget just a minute ago, we're not going to accept just, you know, oh, things are good, you know, they might not get any better, right? Things are okay right now. Like, we did our part. Like, if the client's not being successful, that's a them problem kind of thing at that point. We're not going to accept that, right? We're going to look to continue to improve on your success and figure out how we can do a better job with getting that point across to you guys. And that's what I think today really showed. And that's why I'm really excited about this vlog here. Lot of little wins today. It was a good day. So I think it was good. We're ending that vlog there. Catch you guys in 2 days.